I'm Louise Cousins and my film is called What's Wrong, Jimmy?
And what is the short film all about?
It's about a man who asks so many questions that his hand gets stuck in the air.
And where did that idea come from?
I was just thinking about the topic, about the question, and I just started researching and came up with a silly idea of someone getting their hand stuck in the air.
And what were the biggest challenges you faced physically making the film?
We shot in the rain on a really cold day, and my actor had his hand in the air for about 10 hours, so that was quite challenging for him. Yeah.
And what does it mean for you to be here on the red carpet tonight at tonight's final?
It's really, really exciting to be here. Just fingers crossed that we win, and it's great. It's a great opportunity. If I did win, it'd give me some money to make the next short film, which is always good. So yeah, it means a lot. I think short films are essential. They're calling cards. They show producers what you can do, and you need a short to do a feature, I think, anyway.
Hi, I'm Ollie and I directed The Sesquipedalianist.
Ollie, it's fantastic to have you here tonight. What does it mean for you to be a part of this year's competition?
Well, it's such a fantastic competition. So many really brilliant people have entered, absolutely fantastic films. So to be among those is really, really great. And I think it just shows the strength of the work that we put together as a team.
Can you tell us what your entry is specifically about?
Sure, so our film's called The Sesquipedalianist, and it's about a man who uses long words when shorter words will do, and you kind of find that it alienates him from a lot of the people around him. But really, he's a guy who's looking for love, and so he has to kind of find out how he can use his talent, if you like, to find someone to love.
What inspired it?
Well, Carolyn, who's our producer, writer, and is also in the film, she's absolutely fantastic, and she came up with the idea and wrote the script as well, and I kind of helped fine-tune it a little bit, but really the idea is really thanks to Carolyn. I think short films are a fantastic way for filmmakers, particularly young filmmakers, but filmmakers who are starting out to hone their skills, fine-tune them, perhaps because there isn't the same pressure that you'd find with maybe a feature film. You can try things out, maybe experiment with new things, and really kind of help find your own voice as a filmmaker.
What would it mean for you if you won tonight?
It would be absolutely fantastic to win. I think we'd all be really, really pleased, but even getting to the finals is a huge achievement.
My name's Carolyn, and I'm the writer, producer and actress in The Sesquipedalianist, one of the finalists.
It's fantastic to have you here tonight. It's such a unique concept. I have to ask, what inspired it? Where did that come from?
I think it's just, while talking to people, I've noticed a lot lately, I don't know what they're talking about, some big words come up, or if you're reading a book, and I kind of thought it'd be interesting to sort of see if there was such a word for someone who uses big, long, hard words. And then my research led me to discover such a person called a sesquipedalianist, and then a whole kind of world of big words kind of opened up, and then it was kind of playing with the idea of misunderstandings of certain words which can sound like another word, like obviously like to masticate obviously sounds like something else, and it was playing along with that. And I've lived abroad a lot, and often I think I've made mistakes while speaking a foreign language, so it's that whole kind of word play when innocent words put together can sound a little bit dodgy, like cunning linguist or mass debate. Do you know what I mean? They're completely innocent but can sound really dodgy. So it was kind of pursuing that kind of the sort of the interest of wordplay, really, and innuendo. It's trying to like get a story really in 3 minutes, beginning, middle, and end. And yeah, so that can be a challenge. And I wanted to come up with something really unique this year, because obviously Reed Film competition is massively competitive. So I kind of wanted to kind of find a unique take on the theme, the question.
And I guess, what do you feel are the value of competitions like this?
It's brilliant, it really is. It's just great for sort of networking as well. I know a few people here with other films, and I just think it's a really great occasion just to celebrate, people trying to make short films, trying to make a sort of mark in the industry, and it's just a nice, really great evening just to come together and just kind of have a good evening and sort of mingle and, network.
What made you want to get involved in this year's competition?
I've been involved in other competitions before. I knew about this one because a friend of mine actually won one of the awards a couple of years ago. Seemed like a great thing to put myself up for. I'm a massive fan of short films, like with a limit, you know, like 3 minutes or whatnot. I deem it as a challenge, and I had a good idea, which hopefully has come nicely to fruition. For me, I've been doing it since 2006 now, and in every corner you might face a hurdle, whether it be location, getting the right actors involved, actors availability, because often you make short films with little to no budget, which is what I do. So it's pulling in a lot of favours all the time, and buying a lot of people lunch to help you out. But hopefully, it's just one thing I do find on a short film is that everybody's there for a reason, everybody's there for the right reasons, and they all want to be involved. So the atmosphere when you're filming is really, really super positive, and that's something I really enjoy because everybody wants to be creative together. And when it actually looks all right at the end, you know, that's fantastic.
Talking about being creative, can you tell us what your short is about? What kind of the synopsis?
Yeah, the quick synopsis is called Photo Finish. It stars Sarah Jane Potts, who is my sister, and my brother-in-law, Joseph Milson, who's a very talented actor. And basically, it's all set, it's a locked-off camera shot, and it's all set within one of these photo booths that we've all experienced now so often at a wedding or any kind of party. And basically, these two characters go in there to kind of get away from everybody else, and there's a very important question that's asked within the short. But yeah, that's basically it. It's cute, it's fun. Hopefully people think it's funny, which I wanted it to be. It's snappy, and yeah, I like it. I hope everybody else does.
Have you been in a photo booth like that? Have you had experiences like that at crowded places, weddings and parties?
I have been in many a photo booth like that. I don't have all the pictures, so somebody does on their fridge, probably. But yeah, I've never experienced a proposal in a photo booth, so that's new. And also with my film, I wanted to have the proposal happen, and the way I do it is with the flashes of the pictures, just to have that perfect moment captured, because a lot of people don't have it. And there's something about photographs which is a little bit different from film, which I wanted to put photographs within a film, if that makes any sense, because it does capture the 4 beautiful moments of her realising that she's been asked to be his wife. And I've got off the question, I can't even remember it. Hi. I love being behind the camera. I mean, I guess I've acted since I was 7 years old now, and I'm now 35, so I've done it a fair few years. And it is my job, and I'm still passionate about it. I still love it dearly, and love the challenges that throws up. But being behind the camera in the way that I do it and having creative control, it's something that, well, that's just it. I can have creative control over it. You know, I spend a lot of my life doing what I'm told and saying what I'm supposed to say, and this is some way that I can put across totally my vision, because I edit every film that I make, so it literally is my vision from start to finish, and I enjoy putting that out there and people seeing, I guess, that side of my head. But no, I love it. I'm addicted to making films. I am, but I'm glad there's no rehab.
How important do you think competitions like this are in helping the next generation of filmmakers to share their vision? Yeah,
massively important, competitions like this. They help people get to the next level, they help raise awareness, they support the arts, not necessarily the people that don't have the money, but, you know, hopefully have a computer and a camera, can edit this stuff together, and there's amazingly talented people out there, and sometimes they never get noticed because they can't get in the right rooms, they can't get in the door to see people, and this type of competition helps people do that. So it's hugely important, and I don't feel there's enough in this country. So hopefully, you know, there will be more. But you know, the Reed one is fantastic. It's got an amazing reputation. I'm so proud to be a part of it. So, thank you very much. Oh, what I'm making next? Okay, so I'm making a web show. I've already started. I'm 4 episodes in, called Wireless. It's me directing myself for the very first time in front of the camera. There's lots of fantastic British talent in it, and it's a sci-fi show. I don't want to say too much about it, but it's definitely unique. And if you want to go on www.wireless.london, that's the website. Check it out. show us your support, follow us on Twitter, and yeah, hopefully you like it. The response has been amazing, and we've just been invited to London Comic Con to further promote the series because of the response online. So it's going well at the moment, and it's mine and Alex Moss who wrote Photo Finish. It's mine and his baby. We created it a few years ago, and to put it on a platform like YouTube, which is helping us do that, it gets out there for little to no budget again, and yeah, it shows what you can do without having to have the big studios behind you, you know.
Hello, my name is Danny Wallace. I'm a writer, and I'm also hosting the Read.co.uk short film competition tonight.
And Danny, what made you want to get involved in supporting tonight?
I love short films, and I love that it's starting to get the respect that it deserves. It's kind of an art form in its own right. A lot of people treat them as calling cards so that they can then go on and make bigger movies. But there are purists as well who just want to make a cracking short film.
And what for you is the essence of a good short film?
The essence of a good short film, a good idea. You need a great idea that's easily communicated. You need to be able to make it for not much money. You need to be able to, in just a few minutes, bring in some characters that people are going to respond to, that have a beginning, a middle and an end, and you need a payoff of some kind. You know, it can't just peter out, not in my opinion.
And is there a particular short film that you could point to as a wonderful example of that? Is there a short film that you have a special fondness for yourself?
Man, a particular short film. There are so many great ones being made at the moment. I mean, tonight we're going to watch 12 of them on a big screen at BAFTA, and each one is brilliant kind of in its own right. There's a whole group of young comedians as well, and young actors who are really sort of taking that whole world by storm. I'm thinking as well of an actor called Richard Glover, and whenever he's in a short film, I'm like, this is going to be a good short film.
And I'm curious, how important do you think events like this are in encouraging the next generation of storytellers?
Events like this are hugely important. They are encouraging, they are celebratory. All these people put so much work, hard work, into making these short films. They're not easy to make at all. There's blood, sweat and tears. So an evening like this allows people to relax for a moment and have an audience of respected industry people sitting down and watching on a big screen in a posh place in London's glittering West End and enjoying that film. So it gives a lot of respect, I think.
And when you're not supporting events like this, what are you working on yourself at the moment?
Well, at the moment, what am I working on? I am writing a children's book. I wrote a kids' book that came out earlier this year, and I'm writing the follow-up. And then I will write a book for grown-ups. And then I'm writing a script for an American TV station. So a lot of writing, a lot of sitting down and writing.
Well, we're very happy to hear that. I'm curious about the American TV script. Is there a particular subject matter for that, or?
I'm as curious about it as you are. It's something called like a blind deal. So you go into it and you know you're going to write something, but you're not quite sure what yet. So I've got 4 or 5 ideas I'm toying with, but like the people making these short films, I've got to work out which one is the one I'm going to sort of commit my time to. So yeah, I'm curious too.
And you mentioned another book for grown-ups. Do you have a particular subject matter in mind for that?
Nothing I can talk about. Not because it's rude. That's the thing. When you start writing kids' book, you then talk about your grown-up books, and I have to always remember to call them grown-up books and not adult books, because that really puts a different spin on things.
My final very quick question, you mentioned your follow-up for your children's book. Can you tell us a little bit about that, what the kids can expect?
Well, it's all about a boy called Hamish, and in the first book, everything is very boring in his town, apart from one thing: the world keeps stopping. Everything stops. The planes in the sky, the cars on the road, everything except for this kid Hamish. And in the second book, something even bigger and even weirder happens to this little kid. So I'm halfway through. So I don't really know what happens yet, but I'm enjoying finding out.
My name is Sam Peter Jackson, and my film is called Baklava.
And what is the story of your short film?
The story of my short film is that there's a couple who are on a game show, and it's the final question for the big trip to Rio de Janeiro, and the man gets the answer wrong. So in terms of the brief, the question is that question, and so the film plays out in the aftermath of the game show with a couple sitting in a cafe. And the woman perhaps suspecting that the husband slightly got it wrong for his own reasons because he never wants to travel or anything like that. So she thinks he might have done it on purpose.
I mean, that's a wonderful idea. What inspired that?
It's quite technical what inspired it. I was a finalist in the Read Short Film competition last year. And last year I had a great idea, and then I saw the brief, and I sort of made my great idea fit to the brief. Which means I sort of slightly cheated. I slightly shoehorned my film in. And so then I was lucky enough to be shortlisted last year as well. And what happened is that when they read out the winner, they said, oh, and the winner is the film that we feel embodies the theme the best. And I knew I'd lost. So I thought, well, if I'm going to do Read, and it was a great experience, I'll do it properly, and I'll come back and I'll actually write something to brief. So I really thought about something in which this idea of a question would be significant, and a game show came to mind.
And what do you think is the value of short films, particularly for young filmmakers?
It's a showcase. It's a calling card. I think there's great value in a competition like this because obviously, there are so few entry points now for young filmmakers that don't have to tick any boxes. So here, literally anyone who can hold a camera can make a film, which means they have 600 entries, which makes it such an honor to be here. But I think it's a great opportunity for people just to enter into an exciting environment just by owning a camera and having a go.
Alan, it's fantastic to have you here tonight. How did you get involved in this year's event?
Nicola asked me to present the prize to the winner, so I very happily said yes. So that's how I became involved.
And what's the importance and the value of competitions like this, do you think?
I think certainly it's when I first started out on my writing career, I won a Thames Television bursary as a playwright, and that had a financial component. And when you first start out, certainly the idea of a prize that has money that enables you to carry on working, to practice your craft. So I think although there's always a degree of concern I have about awards and competition and all the rest of it, nevertheless I think it is a huge encouragement to anyone who is starting out to be recognised for what they're doing, and it's just an encouragement to carry on doing a job that's not always that easy, that requires dedication and hard work and commitment. And so I think it's about giving people a pat on the back and saying you're doing the right thing, keep on doing it, just do it better.
My name's James Reed, and I'm proud to host this year's Read Film Competition.
James, for people who aren't aware of the Read short film competition, how did it start and what do you see as the value of it?
The competition was originally my wife's idea. She was at St Martin's Art School doing an MA and said, can we put an ad in the programme? And I said, yeah, but let's say something interesting in the ad. And she said, well, why don't we put in a film competition? The original idea was to have a prize for £1,000. All I did was add a zero and make it a prize for 10,000. But you can see here how many people now are excited about that opportunity to have their work shown tonight.
How satisfied are you to see the way that this competition over the past years has energized a new generation of storytellers?
That's incredibly exciting for me because it's all about opportunity. We want to be all about opportunity. And you're right, energizing storytellers is a good way of describing it. And we've got a really, really strong shortlist tonight. I don't know who's won. I'm excited to find out who has. We've also got a really impressive panel of judges. So we've got people like Tim Bevan, who founded Working Title Films as a judge. Paul Wayland, who I think has made more television commercials than anyone else. Molly Deneen, a much decorated documentary filmmaker. So we've got a lot of important people in the industry who are seeing this work as well. Well, I like films that that touch your feelings. There's a couple in the list tonight that you felt, and that's what I like. And they can be beautifully shot, they can be well composed, but it's something that talks to your emotions that I like them to.
And if people are inspired by watching coverage of tonight and would love to get involved next year, where can they go for more information about the ongoing competition?
Read.co.uk/film, and we will be running the competition again next year. and we'll be announcing later in the year what the theme is.